Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jeff. Okay, in today's video, I'm going to give you guys kind of a comprehensive review of 188 in Bellevue. This is the brand new Bosa project that's planned. It's second in Bellevue Way over in kind of that downtown Bellevue corridor. Pretty exciting stuff. They're just kind of rolling out a series of events. I just went to the broker preview about 3 weeks ago. They just did a public preview over the weekend where they said they had over 1,300 views. So let's take a look at it and let me dive into a couple different topics here, and you guys can just kind of do your own analysis on if this project makes sense for you, for some of your family, friends, whatever. Let's get started. Okay guys, let's start with the basics. So Bosa Development is a condo apartment developer. You guys have probably heard the name a few times. They developed Insignia Towers over in Seattle between 5th, 6th, Bell, and Battery. Very well-known developer, kind of a high-end developer that does really kind of an approachable unit. You know, it's not, you wouldn't feel like it's so super luxury that you couldn't fit in, but it does appeal to kind of the high-end crowd as well. This particular concept is an interesting one. It's going to be the first project in Bellevue, which for those of you that aren't from the Seattle area, it's right across the Lake Washington. This will be the first project in Bellevue in a decade. So it's something that is going to be obviously really, really popular, in high demand. You can tell by some of what we're hearing from the people that are viewing the project that it's already off to a huge hit. So let's get into my opinion and some of the things that I've seen so far. As I said, the developer is Bosa. The interior designer is, a really nice job with the interiors. I'll get into a little bit of that later. And then I wanted to also speak to the architect. His name is Hossein Amanat. He's a Persian guy. He was born in Tehran. He's done some pretty significant projects. Right now, his group is in Vancouver, but pretty well-known architect. And with this particular design, I think it worked out quite well. So let's talk about this broker preview here a couple weeks ago. When I got there was obviously lots of interest, lots of brokers, some from all over the world, really, Chinese speaking, Russian speaking, people that are going to be here representing the interests of people kind of all over the place globally. Bellevue's a really, really diverse city. So for those of you that know, there's lots of different languages and dialects spoken there, lots of kind of affluent residents. The median home price in Bellevue here recently was in the upwards of 2.6 million, which is pretty impressive. So a lot of these homeowners that have invested in Bellevue may also be investing in this. I think we'll see these go really quickly. And so anyway, at that broker event, got a really good look at the finished product. The services are very clean. The island kitchens have a very cool kind of design that angles away from the little area where you would sit as a breakfast bar. It's all Gaggenau appliances, so really, really high-end German appliances that I thought were pretty thoughtfully chosen. They look great. I personally liked the surfaces and kind of the finished product. There's two different color palettes that you can choose from. And so I'm going to list a few of those things in the post so you guys can pay attention in greater detail. But all in all, for me personally, I thought the finishes were great. I thought the floor plans thus far, what I've seen, have been really thoughtful. And the bottom line is there's going to be a lot of demand on this project. So whenever you get a city like Bellevue that hasn't had a project in literally a decade, you can imagine what kind of anticipation there is for the particular project. So let's move on to a couple of these other topics and see if I can get you guys up to speed. Okay guys, let's go over some of the detail in the kitchen. As I mentioned before, I thought the texture of the surface in the kitchen was great. Quartz counters, vertical grain veneer cabinets. It looks really, really sleek without hardware. So it's got kind of like an integrated pull system. You have kind of fun things that aren't always in some of these developments, like USBs and some of the cabinets. And I think the kitchens are certainly worth a look, and you guys will be pleasantly surprised. Let's move on to some of the other parts of these units, and I can give you a little bit more detail. Let's discuss the bathrooms. Bathrooms are very much on trend. You have kind of a Caesar stone top with undermount sinks, really beautiful kind of cantilevered cabinets, veneer cabinets that look similar to what you have in the kitchen, kind of wood grain veneer. There's tile surround, so from floor to throughout the wall, glass enclosed showers. All of your plumbing fixtures are and kind of additional plumbing items are Kohler. So you have kind of the Kohler range shower head and some contemporary fixtures, I think, that have suited the bathroom pretty well. Let's move on to the bedrooms. I'll tell you a little bit. Okay, guys. So in the bedrooms, you're gonna find what is pretty similar to what's recently been built, just like Bosa's project over in Seattle. You're gonna find floor-to-ceiling windows, really nice balconies. On your floors, you're gonna have 5-inch wide plank floors, which look really, really great. The closets are fantastic. You do have some integrated technology in the bathroom. So in your cabinets, you do have like USB and some other things that they've done kind of thoughtfully for convenience. Overall, I think similar to the rest of the unit, I think Bosa really kind of nailed the surfaces in the project. The units, you're going to have options for one flex, 2 bedroom, 2 flex, 3 bedroom, and 3 flex. It's pretty impressive. We haven't really seen a lot of 3 bedroom development unless it was kind of on a penthouse level since really kind of the development cycle in the 70s and 80s where you saw more of those 3 bedroom units. So this is kind of, I think, strategic, for Bellevue when you get baby boomers that are downsizing out of, big, large homes that they've raised their families in and they want that additional space. Maybe you'll go master, guest bedroom, and then an office space. So it's kind of interesting to see that. And then in terms of pricing, you're starting at basically the $800,000 mark. The 3 bedroom units will certainly be no less than around 2.2 million. And then the 2 bedroom units or larger units, they're going to start around 1.1, 1.2. I've had a lot of questions on pricing. And, to be honest with you guys, pricing is really contingent upon, demand. And so the reality is that we just don't have a lot of inventory. And so this project is certainly going to command a higher number and a higher per square foot number than what they did in Seattle and what other projects have done. But keep in mind, this is a pretty exclusive build. You only have 143 units on 21 stories, and some of those views are pretty impressive, especially going northwest. So let's just kind of wrap this up, guys. I mean, in my opinion, this is a project that is certainly worth considering. Okay, so I've spoke about it a lot, addressed a lot of these things on the blog, but if you're interested in the market and you're trying to find a unit that works for you, this building has to be considered. Okay, it's right in the heart of downtown, so the location's kind of an A+. You can walk to the mall and where they kind of do Snowflake Lane during the wintertime. Lincoln Square had its expansion, Lincoln Tower 2, where you have a W Hotel, which was just second after the Westin Hotel, which was in their original tower. So you have great access to grocery, the mall, getting to the freeways, and then of course you're just half a block from Bellevue Park, which is one of the best places in Bellevue to kind of go for a walk or take the dogs out or hang with your grandkids, so on and so forth. So my overall impression of the project is that I'm going to support it. I think from a pricing perspective, everyone's going to have a different opinion on how they feel about the project. I realize this is kind of a long-winded analysis and review of the project, but this is part of what I want to do with you guys, is give you kind of more of my opinion and a more thoughtful analysis on what we think of some of these upcoming projects. So if you have questions, I certainly would be happy to answer them. No obligation whatsoever. I do have some more detail about how they're going to do the sales and reservation process. So I've highlighted that in the post that I'll show you here. A screenshot of it and give you a link so you can get there and do some more review on your own. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you appreciated the video and you think you'd be interested in more of these in the future, subscribe to our channel. We'd love to have you. And then, of course, hit like if you enjoyed the video. Have a great day, and we'll see you guys soon.